My name is Marvin Harris Greenwood. I was born in the St. Joseph's Infirmary in Houston, Texas back in 1941, 78 years ago. Attended a private coeducational day school by the name of St. John's School in Houston. After that, went to the University of Texas. After that, went to South Texas Law School, and then after that, the University of Houston Law School. Practiced law for a number of years. Became reacquainted with Romelia Favreau, who I had been in school with since the second grade. We were married 30 years ago. Back in the early 1990s, we joined a trout club outside Toronto in the Caledon Mountains. And at this trout club, they had a magnificent 100-and-something-year-old wood frame main building, had like a 30 or 40-foot porch all around the ground level, overlooking trout ponds. And they had one television in this whole clubhouse, which was 4 stories high and with 50 bedrooms and all kinds of other amenities, excellent shape and condition. They had one television, and the only thing you were permitted to watch was the Stanley Cup. And then only if a Canadian team was playing. They weren't going to permit you to sit around and watch a couple of Yank teams playing the Canadian national sport. So what they did to entertain themselves was to recite poetry, tell jokes and stories, and great verbal tradition of reciting different types of poems and jokes and stories. And in the early 90s, a very good friend by the name of Chuck Reynolds got Romelia and I into the club. And when we got in and I found out about his poetry and all his reciting as the most famous storyteller, joke teller, poetry reciter that they had at the club at that time, I realized I was somehow or another going to be compelled to learn a poem.